Today I'm gonna make a short, or I'm gonna try to make it short, short discussion or a review of The Last of Us Part 2, which I just finished. Uh, and I don't know why I'm making this review because I don't have a lot of views on my channel, but I wanted to document it because I really feel strongly about this game. And pretty much, I just finished it like an hour ago, and for an hour I've been thinking about it in freaking heat. I've been sweating for an hour. Now, what I feel about this game is I didn't read the leaks. First of all, I never read the leaks for the first couple months. Never read the leaks. I didn't know anything about the game except what we saw in the official trailers. That's all I knew about the game. And I went in completely blinded because I really did love The Last of Us Part 1. Again, I don't know why I'm making this video, but I just wanted to document what I'm feeling right now. And, Jesus. This game is not a failure. It is not a 3 out of 10. I heard the Metacritic score 3.2, 3.0. This game is not a 3.0, okay? I had a lot of problems with this game. I had like 3 or 4 problems that I'm going to briefly explain. And I'm going to start breaking it up in, gameplay. I'm going to explain everything that I liked about the game, and then So, gameplay. It's great. It's like, you know, of course it's going to be close to Last of Us Part 1. There's not a lot of changes on it. You can dodge, you can run faster, it feels better. It feels a lot more mobile. It feels more gritty, more grounded. It feels better. The gameplay is a lot better. For me, the gameplay is top notch. I couldn't compare it to anything else. I couldn't compare it to Uncharted, even though it's similar to Uncharted, and I couldn't compare it to its predecessor. I couldn't. It's very different, even though you know, it's very similar but very different. It's weird to explain. I'm not a game developer. I don't know anything about making games. I'm just telling you what I feel. Just want to get that through. I'm not a writer. I'm not a director. Anything like that. I'm just trying to, how I enjoy the game. Motion capture work always great with Naughty Dog every year or every game they amp it up. The acting is awesome. The acting, the voice acting, the fighting in the game. Pretty much the game itself, the presentation of the game, the visuals, the scores, or the music, uh, the animations, the cutscenes, the cinematics, everything is top notch. Everything when it comes to the development of the game is 10 out of 10. I have no, level design. Everything is better when it comes to gameplay than the first one. Everything. The levels, the openness of it. There's levels where you really feel like you're in an open world game, like when you first arrive to Seattle. It's really, and even though when you're not in that level itself, and when you're on the normal ones, you still feel that sense of freedom. I really love this game, and I really hate this game. I felt a lot of different things. Hate, I love disappointment. Uh, you know, you know, I was depressed when I finished it. For the last hour, I've been just sitting on my bed, just looking to my freaking ceiling, just thinking, because I'm so depressed. This game made me depressed because it feels real. It feels like the first game. It has that same gritty, real feeling, but amped up to 100. Like the first game, yes, it's good, but it delves into that science fiction with the whole immunity thing. It's in this game as well, but it's not touched as much, except when Joel tells her the truth and all that. You know. But this game, the story is more realistic than the first one. It's a simple story, just like the first one. The first one is a simple stories get to point A from point A to point B. This one is just a revenge story. But where this game, what I really hate about this game, I'm sorry, I'm sweating. What I really hate about this game is that they did our boy Joel so wrong in this game. I don't know what. There's two writers for this game, Neil Druckmann and his co-writer. I forgot her name or his name. I saw it in the credits. I don't know who she is or who he is, but there's so many ways that you could have. If you wanted Joel and Ellie's relationship to fall apart like you did in the flashbacks, that's fine. You could do that. But give me a game. You could have done this. I'm not a writer again, but this is what I would imagine that this game would have been since I saw only the trailers. So I thought that that group was there to kill Joe when I first was playing the game. I was connecting dots. And that girl's there, or that whole group is there, and they're going to look for Joel and they're going to kill him. Okay. So, first of all, Joe's not that stupid. Joe's been out there for 24 years surviving. He's not as stupid as this game made him. It cost him his life. The decision to save somebody else that he didn't know, or to trust them enough to go somewhere with them, he's not that dumb. He's not. He said it himself on the last game. He's been on both parts. He's been on both sides of that battle. He's been on the side of the ambush, and he's been on the side of the one being ambushed. Okay? That being said, he still gets lured in. He gets brutally murdered with a golf club. I have never seen a more heartbreaking moment for I think my favorite character in gaming history, because it's a real character. It's someone who is fucking real. I have never seen such a betrayal to a character. Joel is not, he's hardly sponsored on the trailers. He's hardly mentioned in any of the. All we know is that he dies in the leaks. I went back and saw the leaks and I saw the videos of people freaking out, and now I know why. Because the atrocity that they do to Joel in this game, the way that they kill him in this game, it's mind-boggling to me. So do this. This is what I would imagine the game would have been. Sorry. I would imagine that Joel, instead of Joel dying, those people would have ransacked Jackson, burnt it to the ground, because in one of the trailers you see something like a community burning, so I thought that was Jackson. They killed Tommy because since Tommy knows what Joel did, because Joel confessed to him at the beginning of the game, Tommy's like, they're looking for my brother. They have me, so I'll just pretend to be Joel. And he's like, I'm Joel. I'm the one you're looking for. And they killed Tommy. And in that, so they're trying to escape, so they burn down the town. They killed Dina, which is Ellie's love interest in the game. And that forces Joel and Ellie to join forces in Seattle, like in the trailer, where she's fighting by herself and then Joel grabs her. It's not even Joel, it's Jesse in the game. And he says the same fucking line. When he said that line, you think I would have let you do this on your own? When he said that, I paused the game. I just... And then Joel and Ellie have to forcibly trust each other again. Or Ellie has to trust Joel again, while Joel still tries to protect Ellie, even though Ellie does not want to be protected by Joel, because she a little bit hates Joel. Now, that's not how the story went. If you had to kill Joel off, fine. I was mentally prepared for a heartbreak like Ellie or Joel's death. I was. But that was such an insignificant death. It was heartbreaking to see a betrayal of a character that is so beloved by everybody who played this game, or most people, because some people, I've seen some reviews of Last of Us Part 1 of people who don't like the first game, which is fine. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but whatever. Most people who played this game, the first game, loved the game and loved Joel as a character. So what you did to him was wrong, Neil Druckmann. What you did to this character was wrong. It was horrible. Horrible to watch. Now, I did feel like I was playing The Last of Us Part 1 at moments, because there are some very beautiful moments in this movie. in this game, not a movie. There's a lot of beautiful moments with Joel in the flashbacks when they're doing the dinosaur thing. I love that moment. I love that. So I'm gonna just touch on this really quickly because this is what I hated about this game. I hated it with a passion. This is the only thing that I hated more than Joel's death. The character of Abby is a relatable character, okay? She's a human being. She's a real character. What she's doing, some would say, is justified. For vengeance, you know. You killed my dad, I'm gonna kill you. I understand. What is the best idea? Was it the best idea to just write that like, oh, it's the surgeon's daughter? He had a daughter, and yeah, so she's the antagonist because there's no real antagonist in this game, not really. So she kills Joel, whatever. But then the game, Naughty Dog, Neil Druckmann, whoever made this decision. This game is two different games. It's two different campaigns. You have the Ellie campaign and you have the Abby campaign. And how they forced you to play her campaign. I felt playing this campaign. I gotta say, her guns were better than Ellie's. Her missions, her chapters, were better than Ellie's. The design of how they did it, the boss battles, all that. All of the missions were better than Ellie's missions. But I didn't give a shit about Abby. Not because everybody thought she was transgender, not because she looked like a guy, not because of none of that. It's because she killed the favorite character, my favorite character who I loved. And it didn't matter what they did with her. It didn't matter how relatable they tried to make her. I detested playing as Abby for 10 hours. And I find myself pausing the game for hours and just putting it away and just doing something else because I didn't want to play as that character because I hated her. Because she killed Joel. It's that easy. It doesn't matter what her friends, her family, how relatable you want to make her, what reasons she had behind the killing of Joel. It didn't matter. I didn't like her character. I did not want to connect with her character. It's not the actress's fault. It's not, they tried. But the way that they did it, forcing you, deep-throating you into having to do the campaign, her 3 days in Seattle campaign, was horrible to me. It was just painful. It would have been fine if you had 1 hour of her campaign, you explained who she was, that day in the park, fine, she relates to her dad, the day that Joe and Ellie arrive to the hospital, you feel that relationship between love of father and daughter, and how much she idolizes her father. They kill her father, she starts crying, and that's it. And that's Abby's backstory. And take out 10 hours of the game and make it faster, and don't try to sprint, try to like milk the game and stretch it. Because I felt like I was playing Days Gone for a moment. How they just stretched that game and just stretched it into like a 50-hour campaign. It took me like, let me see how long did it take me to beat this? Load. Autosave, it was, I think, 24 hours and 35 minutes. So cut out 10 hours of that, and you have, like the first game, a really straightforward game, fast-paced game. Maybe take some of Abby's cool missions and put it in Ellie's gameplay. Do some better writing, but that's, I can't, that's something else. I'm talking about the core game, the game that we got. By the end of the game, I felt horrible. Not because the ending sucked, not because the game was bad, but when I saw Ellie, what she was doing, I was like, stop. I wanted you to kill her the whole game, but look at you right now. Stop. Like, holy shit. Stop. That last battle, I was crying, dude. I was. I don't cry with games, but I. And that last conversation with Joel, they never got to, they. She tried to give him a chance, and then the next day he's dead. She never got to forgive him. So in the end, I think she did forgive him for what she did. She understood that he loved her. It made me feel so many different things. I loved it. I hated it. At the end of the day, I'm gonna give The Last of Us an 8 out of 10, and I'm taking 2 points off because of Joel's death and because of Abby's campaign. Though they force you to play that campaign, and it's not fair. It's not cool. It's not enjoyable. Even though it is enjoyable because they're cool missions, but it's not enjoyable to be her because I hated her because she killed my favorite character of gaming history. So I just felt like I needed to record this and talk about it with whatever, with the fucking camera. I don't hate this game. I don't love this game. I think I love it and I hate it. So yeah, I felt a lot of things with this game.